We're doing CNC tube notching. We've got a plasma torch with a CNC machine. We started originally with these hole saws to cope the tube joints for our projects. And the hole saws are fairly time consuming and they have problems with sharp angles. The other advantage is with our plasma notcher we can cut tabs and slots so that the fitment is fixed in place. Here's an example of an early test piece with the coping for a 90-degree joint, and then the part is fitted through the slots and the corresponding piece, and we've welded it. We can also cut holes in the tubing for bungs. So you basically buy these with the thread, you weld around the part, and then you can bolt on components to your chassis. We have a CNC tube bender with a pen markup. So if you don't want to use our plasma cutting service or buy a tube notcher and you want the bender, you can put the pen adapter and it can basically cut profiles with a pen so that you can cut it by hand with a grinder wheel or some other cutting tool. You can see the profiles that we're working with and the tabs. The machine does not currently work with square tubing, but we don't use square tubing for our projects, and it's also a lot simpler to cut square tubing. It's usually just a miter saw. So our machine can cut up to 14 feet long lengths of tubing and pipe between 1 inch and 2 inches outer diameter. We've got a sample tube that we use for our chassis loaded up here. We're just going to cut it as a demonstration. There we go, we let it cool, and we cut the burrs off, and then I'll fit it to the chassis jig. This is the base layer of the production chassis where we're using the CNC tube notcher to fabricate parts for. The outer sections are 1 3/4 inch DOM mild steel, and the cross members are 1 inch DOM tubing. They all have tabs and slots so that they're fitted in together and tack welded in place. With the tabs, we don't have to worry about the heat from the welding warping the chassis in too many directions because the tabs are going to hold it in place. We're using holes with bungs to mount components so that we can bolt them on and replace them as needed. And the tube notcher allows us to cut features into the tubing section so that we can have tabs and slots to align these seat rails, and then we're going to join them all together with clevises so that the chassis components are modular. We have a CNC tube bender that we are going to assemble the roll cage and other components using the notcher and bender together. You can see the clearance on the coping joints. The profiles for the tubes are cut, and once they're cut, you just have to align them with a base plate, and with the tabs in place, they can only fit in one location. So we just square the major sides so that they're 90 degrees, and everything else basically locks it in place. This is our CNC bender kit. It is a product that attaches to the Bailey RDB 250 bender, and it gives it full CNC control. It's compatible with the tube notcher so that pieces cut from the notcher can go right into the bender, and you can have CAD models for your designs cut and bend and then ready to fit on your project.